John from SurfFX, and this behind me is the new 2026 Duotone unit in the SLS construction. The unit is consistently our best-selling wing, and well, it's Duotones as well. They're the biggest in the industry, so it'd be a pretty popular wing. The changes that they've done on this, other than making this fabulous sand color, but you know, there's another option. You can do huh?
Gold.
Gold?
I call it gold.
Call it gold? Well, it says on the website sand. Sand. I don't know. Our sand looks way better than this, by the way. You need to see the Gold Coast sand, because if you're not from here, this is not our sand. This is mud. Or if you don't like this, you can also get it in the Concept Blue, which is the all-white one, undyed, you know, environmentally friendly, blah, blah, blah one. But same wing, same construction, just different color. So they've tweaked this a bit, particularly in the bigger sizes. So through the middle, they brought the middle bit out a little bit, so and leveled it out more to, well, okay. They've widened and deepened the draft a quarter out from the center. So that makes the whole thing a bit flatter through this whole section. Basically the section of the windows is a flatter section. What you're doing there is you're locking the draft in across that bit broader area. And unlike the float, the Duotone more wave focused wing, it's not as deep through the front. So when you're wave riding and stuff like that, you really want to be, you know, you let go, you flag it out quite a bit, and it's a bit more front hand focused. You know, this is getting into more windsurfing kind of talk. It's a more front hand powered sail, where this, having that draft a little bit further back and a bit wider through it, is a bit more even on both hands. So it feels a little bit more, when you're pumping it, it's a bit more even pressure. When you're really starting to go fast, because the unit goes fast, you get this in the D-Lab construction, it's crazy fast. It's a slightly different canopy again, with all sorts of stuff with a bit softer leach. Built for speed, built for free riding and tricks. So they're really small sizes. So they've got a little bit, they're not so wide, they're a little bit deeper. And then, so it's not just a scaled up wing, it's actually, the sizes change, the shapes change between sizes, I should say. So pretty cool how they do that. And just the detail that's going into the design of these. It's not cheap to design stuff like this, but it's the proper way to do it, because a 3 meter is going to be different than a 6 meter if you made the same wing, just scaled it up. Now I'm going to flip this over and show you. Oh, I'll show you now. The leading edge, you've got the Penta. So this is the 6th version of this fabric, so it is not a regular Dacron. It's what they use in a lot of the kites. Super rigid, but not as expensive as the Alula. The Alula is the tougher, more expensive fabric again, and they use that in the center strut, because in the center strut, you got a lot going on. You got this, well, you get the center strut there, you've got the zipper, you've got the valves and all that stuff. You want that to be the toughest material, so it's really rigid, and it also kind of controls it. It's the middle of this, of the T-piece there, so when you go to pump it, having that little bit there rigid keeps the whole thing much more rigid. So. Also a bit narrower, so they do a standard construction in this, and the equivalent one in that is about 5% bigger in the leading edge diameter than this construction. So having that narrower leading edge is a bit slippier through the air, so you get a bit more speed out of it, which is cool. All right, let's turn it around. First thing I noticed when I pump one of these up is, if you're not familiar with a lot of wings, but I can do this, because they got rid of the panel that goes through here. In their little tech video with Ken Werner, the designer, he talks about getting rid of that, and how having that panel in masks kind of it's a bit of a cheat code for designers to have the tension in it. Getting rid of it, you're relying on the frame and your panel layout now for tension. So more detail has to go into the kite, the wing, to get rid of that piece there. And it is more reinforced. You can see that there's another taping, another layer, heavier stitch down that center strut. The center just kind of mirroring the strut, but that whole panel inside there is gone. Similar to last year, they've got the kink in it. Sorry, rudely interrupted. We ran out of storage. Now back to our regular scheduled program. We were talking about the handles of this. So you've got a kink through the strut, and you can run 2 handles. You've got multiple attachment points, or you can run the boom. we mostly do the booms now. We gotta be honest, we mostly sell the booms. This updated boom has that nice rounded front pistol grip. I was using this the other day. I like that because, and the handles have it too, but you can reach underneath and grab it straight on. And if you're flagging it out behind you, you can hold it straight from there. It's nice. But yeah, the handle option, you know, packing up is a heck of a lot easier with the handles, and you can, you know, obviously have a bit more of a ergonomic angle to the shape of your hands when you're running the handles. But you can see here the panel layout and how we've got, so we've got some looseness down here. So keeping that section loose, that allows it, that bends out. So, and the tips flag out a bit. When you really load this up, you have power through your middle section, basically covering the windows, and then you've got the, you know, exhaust out the back. If you had it so it was like a big balloon, if you, like the old days, and if you had something that was similar like the beach umbrella, it would just pull one direction and wouldn't go forward. So having that wider panel layout here of the draft in that section there, so deepening it here, bringing it in here, really helps with upwind. And it helps with upwind going fast. And then if you go upwind fast, you're just going fast. So you can really get a lot more speed out of a shape by just adjusting that and having the air trail at the back. Power-wise, I found it similar to last year. I don't know, I'm 100 kilos. If you're a bit lighter, you'd probably find you get up a little bit earlier because it's just gonna have a bit more acceleration from that flatter section. I need some low down grunt. I do like this because it's very stiff, and when I was pumping it, like it doesn't freaking move. It's 8 PSI, but it's just like, it's so rigid that I actually get a nice positive like resistance when you go to pump it. So it felt good, and yeah, I really, yeah, I don't know what to say about it because it was just good. It was nothing to complain about. That's probably the best thing about it. You know, if you got something, oh, it did this great, but this stands out as a wrong point. You know, this didn't do that. This was like, it was upwind great, it was stable, and it was fast. I had a lot of wind that day. I was probably borderline overpowered, but it was great. I had a really good session on it.